Hello everyone, today I am doing a review and flip through of Fables, Myths, and Fairy Tales from IEW. I am so excited to use this with my 6th grader this year, you guys. He used structure and style last year and learned so much, and it was such a wonderful writing curriculum. And so this year he picked out Fables, Myths, and Fairy Tales. So I thought that it would be great to give you guys a look inside. I also have a very special opportunity for a gift card, so make sure that you stick around until the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera and do the flip through. Alright you guys, so this is the student book, and I'll give you a quick glance at the teacher book at the end of the video. Now, as you open it, you get some information to access your downloads if you have any. You get a table of contents, an introduction page, a suggested weekly schedule, and then your scope and sequence. And once you get past that, it jumps straight into the lessons. So this book at the time of filming is $35 for the student book, $29 for the teacher's book, or you can purchase the set for $55. Now, I like to go onto their website and look at their clearance area prior to purchasing, because sometimes you'll find these sets or even just like the individual books for a lot cheaper than that. This is geared for grades 3 to 5. And I forgot to mention, but I will have this link down below in case you wanted to go to their website and check it out. They also offer a free week trial for some of their products, so you can go and try it before you buy it, which is really nice. Now, overall, this curriculum has 8 units with a total of 29 lessons. Each lesson will cover a different fable, myth, or fairy tale, and some of them will be on stories like The Lion and the Mouse, Damien and Pythias, Neverland, The Brothers Grimm, Peter Pan, and so many other fun stories. Now, even though my son is going into 6th grade, we are still going to be using this. It seemed like something that would spark his creativity and just love of the subject, and so he wanted to use this one over one that was more geared towards 6th graders. So I think he's still going to learn a lot. He's going to have a lot of fun, and so even if you have a child that, you know, is kind of on that cusp of the grades, I think it'll be fine. Now, this is designed to be done over the course of 4 days, but you can really tailor it to whatever your child needs. So if you have a child who is a reluctant writer and maybe you need to, you know, carry it throughout the whole 5-day school week, you could totally break it up so that it can fit your child. Same thing, I totally think that this is flexible enough to even be done in 3 days if you are very diligent with your time, and if your child, maybe doesn't have that reluctant writer part in them and they are just thriving with writing. I think you could totally, do it all in 3 days. You just have to, like I said, you have to be diligent in your time. Now, the way the lessons work is you will need the teaching, writing, structure, and style for parents, and you will go and watch the video that is designated for the lessons prior to teaching. Now, this is not done every lesson, but the videos are about an hour and a half to 2 hours from what I was seeing on their website when I was looking. This is not done every lesson though, so you can totally, plan ahead and watch it over the course of a week or 2 prior to needing it, which I would suggest doing. Now, for your student, day 1, your child will be introduced to the writing concepts for that week. They will start their keyword outline and then tell back the meaning of each line of the notes that they've taken. Day 2, they will review the keyword outline. They'll fix anything that is unclear or add in anything to help them remember and understand what the story was about. And if any new concept is introduced on this day, they will go ahead and learn it and practice it. And then they will use their keyword outline to create 1 or even multiple paragraphs depending on the lesson that they're in. They will follow their checklist that they're given for the week, and they will go ahead and add in things like their ly adverbs, strong verbs, because clauses, who, which clauses, and more, as well as structuring their paper, so making sure that they have their name at the top corner, that they have a title, that they've created double spacing within their text, and things like that. They will also end day 2 by reviewing the vocabulary words that they have for that lesson. And then day 3, your child will finish their writing assignment. They will ensure that their checklist for the lesson is completed, and they will give the paper to whoever will be editing it. And then they will finish with a vocabulary review. I'm going to show you guys this in a moment, so I'm going to stop the flip through for a moment while I give you the rest of how your week will look. So day 4, your child, after receiving back their edited assignment, will make whatever corrections they need to, and then they will either write or type their final draft, and then they will take the checklist that they have, their final draft, their rough draft, and keyword outline, and they will paperclip or staple them together and hand them in. One thing that I really like about IEW is that it's not a throw you in the deep end writing curriculum. This literally takes your students by the hand and walks them through every facet of the writing model. They will start the curriculum just writing one paragraph, and then as the curriculum progresses, so does the writing. So by the end of the book, your child will be writing a 5-paragraph essay, but it's very slow, and it's done in a way that's not overwhelming. Now, this is the back of the book. You will get a few appendix and some flashcards. So this one has a list of all of the symbols and abbreviation that your child can use for their keyword outline and what they mean. And then they will get in an adding literature and read alouds. So every lesson will give you a recommendation for some read alouds that you can work in that pair with that lesson. So here is an overall list. The next one is a vocabulary sheet and how to practice vocabulary words. Here is a list of all of the vocabulary words that your child will have throughout the curriculum, and it tells you which words will go for which lesson. And then you get your vocabulary words. You can cut these out and make flashcards, so it'll have the picture and the vocabulary word. And then on the back, it will have the definition and a sentence that you can use them in. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. Now I'm going to go back and show you guys what one of the beginning lessons looks like, and then I'll show you what one of the end lessons looks like, just so you can have an idea of like what you're in for. So lesson 2, you're going to start with some tongue twisters. You're going to get your goals for this lesson. You're going to get your assignment schedule, so what your child can do every day of the week. And then you'll get the read aloud suggestions. And then this is going to be the text that they are going to create their keyword outline from. And over here is where they can create their keyword outline. They get 1 line for every sentence that's in that paragraph. And I love this because it gives your child information on how they should be reading their keyword outline. So it's not just, monotone like reading from the paper, but to try to, read it in their head and memorize it, and then look up and make eye contact with you and read it out loud. So I like that you get a little bit of public speaking practice in there. Now on the next page, you get some information on writing from notes, what their keyword outline will look like, what words that they should avoid using in the first line, and then some information on writers and editors and how they should be picking their editor. The next page, they will have their vocabulary practice. And then this is the checklist that I was mentioning. So they will write their name, and then this goes over everything that they should have covered for the first lesson. So they'll have their name and date in the upper left-hand corner. They'll have it double spaced. They will have their title centered, and they will turn in this checklist with their final draft, rough draft, and their keyword outline. And then with in their writing, they will have everything that should be capitalized. They will have their end marks and punctuation. They need to make sure that they have complete sentences and correct spelling, and then a spot for their vocabulary words. Now, let me go to the very last lesson just so you guys can get an idea of how it progresses throughout the year. So it starts with their goals for that lesson, what their assignment schedule will look like for that week. And then their read aloud suggestion, what the basic essay model looks like. So they need to have an introduction, 3 topics, and a conclusion. And then it gives them some information on that. And then it talks about a conclusion, restating the topics, most significant information that they should have within their text and why, and then a final sentence. And then they have a spot for their keyword outline. And then what their introduction should include. So it should be an attention getter. So they can grab their reader's attention by either asking a question, beginning with a very short sentence, or beginning with a famous quote, and then jumping into background and topics. And then they have a spot for their keyword outline that includes an attention getter, the background information, and their topics. And it says highlight or bold the topics in your paragraph. Now it moves on to what adjective dress-ups are they going to use, which ly adverbs, because clauses, who, which clauses, prepositional opener, VSS opener, and then it reminds them to do their vocabulary practice. And then the last page is their checklist. So as you can see, they are definitely learning and growing from the very start of this curriculum. So by the last lesson, they should continue writing their name and date in the upper left-hand corner, continue double spacing, ensuring that their title is centered, and that they also have 1 to 3 keywords from their final sentence. They will turn in their checklist with the final draft. They will have an introduction that includes an intention getter, background information, and states the topics. They will have this information from their conclusion. They need to have so many ly adverbs, who, which clauses, strong verbs, because clause, quality adjective, and www.asia clause. And then they need their sentence openers. They need to ensure that they are not using banned words. And then they need to continue focusing on capitalization, end marks, complete sentences, correct spelling, and their vocabulary words. And I want to give you guys a quick look inside the teacher's guide, because I know sometimes writing is not just overwhelming for students, but for moms or those who are teaching the students, because maybe writing is not what I like to call a spiritual gift. Maybe this is not something that you are strong in and you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to correct these things. So one, you're going to learn right along with your child doing this, because I learned so much about writing with my son last year. But it's basically going to look exactly like the curriculum, except you're going to get some additional information on the sides. Up here, it'll tell you which parent video you need to watch in order to teach the lesson. And then same thing, it's going to look literally just like your student's book, except when you get to the keyword outline. Sorry, I bumped my camera a bit. You will get a keyword outline that is already filled in for you. So if your child is having some difficulty thinking about what words to use, you can give them ideas based on this, and you can go through it together. And then the same thing for all of the other sheets that are filled in. So like for these ones, it says answers will vary. But when you do your keyword outline, it gives you some different ideas on words that your child can use. And then the same thing for the adjectives and all of the dress-ups that they need to add into their paper. It gives you different ideas on words that you can use and things like that. So you are not stuck, you are not alone. And IEW's customer service is like literally top notch. I love that you can call them, you can email them, and they even have a chat feature. And the representatives on their chat are so helpful. And there's also an IEW parent group that I will link down below that's on Facebook. So if you guys are interested in their products, or maybe you're already using them and you need a little help, that's a great group to go and ask questions in. So that is it for the flip through. I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera now. Alright you guys, so that is the end of the review and flip through. I hope that it helped to see inside the book and get a feel for it and see what is expected of you and what is expected of your child. For those of you who are reluctant to use IEW, I just want to take a moment to encourage you, because I was one of those moms who had listened to all of these other outside sources who told me, oh, IEW is so stressful, the videos are so long, you're gonna be just so overwhelmed the first year using it. And because of this, I avoided IEW like the plague. My son was having just so much reluctancy to writing, and it was so hard to find a curriculum that inspired that love of writing in him. And honestly, at the point of us searching, I was just wanting a curriculum that would make him tolerate it. I wasn't even on the horizon of looking for anything that he would love. I just wanted to get him to be able to do it. And we have found a true love in IEW. So if you're like us and you're a little hesitant, I want to say don't listen to all of the outside sources. Make your decision based on your own experience. You can try their products. I will link down below in the description bar. You can try it for 1 week free and see how it goes. Kind of get a feel for it before you buy it. I think it's completely amazing. I was so happy that I went to our homeschool convention and saw Andrew Pudawa talk and saw how he approaches writing, because as I was listening to him, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly how writing should be approached. This is exactly what we should be doing for our kids. And he just checked so many boxes that day. And I had already had our curriculum purchased for that year, and I ditched everything and I just jumped full on into IEW. And I'm so happy that I did, because it took my son from just completely disliking the subject to completely loving it. Our last essay, or actually the last, I want to say 5 assignments that he wrote last year, he did it all by himself. He did it with confidence and he did it with joy. And that to me is worth its weight in gold. So if you are one of the moms who, like me, had heard, hey, this is very stressful and, all of the negative things, don't listen to them. Just go off of your own experiences, try them out, and see how that goes for your family. And let me know, because I would love to hear if you were also one of those moms who had heard how difficult and how challenging it was, and then you tried it out and experienced something different. Now, as far as the giveaway, IEW is being amazing and offering one of you a $50 gift card to shop on their site. There are 3 things that you need to do in order to enter. You need to comment down below with if you've ever used IEW and what your favorite thing was, or if you are just here checking out IEW, seeing what it's about, what did you think of this flip through? I would love to hear those things. The second thing is make sure that you like this video, and the third is to make sure that you hit that red subscribe button. Once you have done those things, just let me know down below in your comment, and then I will enter you for a chance to win. I will be announcing the winner on August 26th, which is this coming Monday, and I will also have another gift card opportunity on Friday's video when I do a review and flip through of their Bible Heroes curriculum. So that is everything. I will see you guys again later. Bye.